What's going on, Dolphins fans? Jacob here, Miami Dolphins Syndicate. So, I had a pretty good time watching the game last night. I was definitely rooting for the Eagles. My girlfriend's an Eagles fan, so that was already going to be an easy decision for me, but I'm just so sick and tired of the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. Y'all saw a few weeks ago, I made a video talking about how I was rooting for the Bills over the Chiefs. That's just how tired I am of the Chiefs at this point. And I hate that pretty much every single video that I've made about the Dolphins recently has been in a negative vein, but I was sitting there last night and enjoying the game for one, but watching what the Eagles do and watching what got them to where they are now, it just couldn't help me but jump off the screen how different the Miami Dolphins are from where the Eagles are and how far the Dolphins have to come to get to the level the Eagles are at right now. Obviously, the Eagles are a much better team. It's no secret. They do everything across the board, both sides of the ball, special teams, coaching staff, everything that the Eagles do, the Miami Dolphins do at a lesser level. But it is really what got them to this point that separates the two of them. Every decision the Eagles have made, whether it been just luck of other teams making stupid decisions, that's being the Giants letting Saquon Barkley walk, whether it be the Tennessee Titans trading A.J. Brown away, they've been able to capitalize on mistakes made from other teams and be able to get players at a pretty good cost, as well as just continuing to hit right in the draft. They continue to draft offensive linemen well. They continue to draft players in positions of need really well. They had to fix the secondary. They were getting torched last year outside, and then you look at what they did. They go out and get Quinion Mitchell. They go out and get Cooper DeJean, pick 6 in the Super Bowl. They just continue to add talent to this team that makes differences and ultimately can win them the Super Bowl. They don't have the best quarterback in the league. The Miami Dolphins don't have the best quarterback in the league. But the Philadelphia Eagles are able to surround him with talent. They are able to build a team around him that can make up for some of his deficiencies and win the games other than just having to rely on your quarterback. It is a perfect combination of guys on rookie deals, looking at Jalen Carter, looking at Cooper DeJean. Devontae Smith just signed his extension recently. I don't believe it's kicked in yet, similar to Jalen Waddle, how his hasn't kicked in yet, but he did sign that extension, still on the rookie deal right now. But you have that combination of guys who are young and developing that they continue to hit on in the first and second rounds, as well as extending Jalen Hurts, giving A.J. Brown a big contract, making a really big decision in the offseason to buy into a position that looks like everybody else across the NFL had given up on and given up giving money to, and that's the running back position, going out and getting Saquon Barkley from one of your division rivals and saying, you know what, the rest of the NFL is saying the running back position isn't that important. It is a position that we can do by committee. We're going to go against the grain, pay one of the top guys in the league top money, and look what just happened. Top to bottom, the Eagles organization is at such a higher level than the Miami Dolphins. Whether you start at ownership, you look at Jeffrey Lurie and how committed he is to winning and how he has really guided the pieces into place, starting with Howie Roseman, who is the best GM, maybe not even just necessarily the NFL, but the best GM maybe in all of American sports. Just the moves he continues to make that we've already gone over a few of them here in this video. The moves that he's made has just been crafted so well. I mean, really, the only slip up that you could say, only blemish he's had on his record is taking a guy like Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson, but he then righted that wrong by going out and getting A.J. Brown for basically what ended up being Treylon Burks. He corrected a wrong there, and every other step he's made has been correct. Ownership is in place. GM is in place. You have a quarterback in Jalen Hurts that is sometimes maybe not the most emotionally available guy. However, his play on the field, while limited, he knows what he excels at. He has a system in place that is going to change this offseason because Kellen Moore will likely be taking the head coaching job of the New Orleans Saints. But they have a way of knowing how to get the best out of Jalen Hurts. That starts with their head coach. That starts with the system that he then puts in place for Jalen Hurts to have success. They have a really good running game. Defensive line is best in football. You find maybe some steals like Jalen Carter, and we all know why he dropped in the draft, but you're able to find a guy like that where he probably is a top 3 pick, had the incident not happened with him, but you're able to get him, immediately plug him into the team, and he looks like the heir apparent to Aaron Donald as the best defensive tackle in football. Every step the Eagles make, they get wrong, whereas it feels like the Miami Dolphins, every step they take forward, they take 2 steps back. You go out and get Tyreek Hill, give up all those draft picks for Tyreek Hill, and you then look at the success Tyreek Hill has had, 2 1,700-yard seasons. However, no playoff wins in that time. Then you look at what the Kansas City Chiefs were able to do, getting back in return for Tyreek Hill. You're looking at Trent McDuffie. You're looking at Rashee Rice. You're looking at depth pieces around the roster that the Kansas City Chiefs were able to build up. And the Miami Dolphins just simply don't do that. Whether it be the fault of the head coach, whether it be the fault of the GM, Dolphins take some steps forward, make a playoff push, 2 2 seasons in a row under Mike McDaniel make the playoffs, and this year it all crumbles on its head. Whether it be Tua's injuries, whether it be just a lack of respect to the defensive side of the ball by going out and filling it completely with guys who are in the last stops of their NFL career, this Dolphins team just continues to make errors in player judgment, in player personnel, in terms of coaching. I mean, you look all around this team, and it's so frustrating that you can see other teams continue to get it right. Like, obviously, you're going to miss a draft pick. The Eagles themselves, Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. It's not realistic to expect the Miami Dolphins to take every step correctly and move forward in the right direction. But when you see the top teams at the league have the people in place, have the GM, have the head coach, have the presidents of the team that are so dedicated to winning and so knowledgeable and so clearly competent at their jobs, when you see the teams that are at the top continue to make the right decisions, you can't help but look inward at the Miami Dolphins and wonder, why can't these decisions be made? Now, in my lifetime, they've never been made. So I'm not presenting this as if it's anything new to the Miami Dolphins. It is just so frustrating that we can watch a Super Bowl between two teams that are so talented, that are so well run, and you see the best quarterback in the league. You see a quarterback that may go down as the best quarterback in NFL history in Patrick Mahomes. And what the Philadelphia Eagles were able to do on defense, I said that if you were able to, I would have given the Super Bowl MVP just to the entire Philadelphia Eagles defense, because Patrick Mahomes was so flustered last night. I mean, the offensive line was in shambles the entire game. Not a single blitz, but the Philadelphia Eagles were consistently in the backfield pressuring Patrick Mahomes, getting a hand on him, getting sacks, forcing the interceptions, forcing the fumble. That's from drafting. That's from evaluating players and being able to evaluate talent and having a good idea of how to build out a team. The Dolphins don't do that. The Dolphins don't have the ability to do that. This offseason, I would have loved to see the Miami Dolphins move on from GM, send Chris Greer out, bring in a new, fresh mind to the organization, somebody maybe underneath Howie Roseman over there in Philadelphia, and maybe take a few ideas down south here with him in South Beach and try to revamp this Miami Dolphins team. But we didn't do that. We're running it back with the exact same configuration, minus a few like assistant coaches in positions that are important and are important to winning, that we see with the Philadelphia Eagles. Offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, the Philadelphia Eagles just continue to get poached around the NFL and become head coaches. And another one will be Kellen Moore when the Saints officially hire him. Those assistant head coach or those assistant coaching positions matter. However, you still have the same head coach, which Mike McDaniel, I don't think I would have fired him, but Chris Greer, I 1,000% would have fired him, because what is going on internally in Miami Dolphins organization is clearly not working. And you're going to go out there with pretty much no money to spend, with the same guy that's going to be spending the money. Nothing's going to change. The Miami Dolphins are going to be in the exact same situation this time next year, watching another team lift the Lombardi Trophy while they're at home. Whether they made the playoffs barely or whether they missed the playoffs again like they did this season, it's going to be a Miami Dolphins season next year where you're watching somebody else lift the Lombardi Trophy. Another season with a team that is better run, better coach, better talent on the field, better head in terms of ownership. And the Miami Dolphins are going to continue to not be able to step in the right direction. It's unfortunate. I hate to continue to have to make negative videos, but that is just the reality of the situation. So let me know your thoughts. How far away are the Dolphins from winning a Super Bowl? What do you think the right moves are for the Miami Dolphins getting closer to a Super Bowl? Let me know down below in the comments. Catch you next time. See you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Go Dolphins.